not very much. This is a vacuum. Why are these on a 9? Have I been building everything on a 9 for ages? Possibly? I wonder why. I wonder what possibly possessed me to build all of that on a 9. Right, I'm gonna save, because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna reload. Because I'm not necessarily saving Abe in the most reasonable way. So I'm not gonna, like, have it be a problem because I'm being unreasonable. There we go. Good. Because it seems unreasonable to call an end to a playthrough because I wanted to do something in a stupid way rather than a sensible way. Are we still building things on a 9? Yes. Why was I ever building anything on a 9? Does anyone remember? Who knows? We can actually prioritize these to like a 5. Oh, they are a 5. There we go, Abe. This time you can't get trapped. How's that? Hello, did I disconnect? What's going on here, chat? What is going on? It looks like, we had an outage. It definitely looks like we had an outage. Just this once everybody left. Did the stream go down for you, Nora? Or is that something that only happened on Streamlabs? No, it looks like the stream went down. Hello. Do you think I'm back up, game? Yeah, alright. You got an email for me going live again. Great. I'm glad you can see me. Well, I don't know what happened there. Streamlabs doing its thing where it likes to disconnect me at least once a day. I've never entirely worked out why it's so keen to disconnect me at least once a day, but it certainly is. Right, we need to get rid of these, or they won't be able to build this. 2 max streams in one day, absolutely. Refreshed and you were back. Yeah, I don't know. It also doesn't really, like, it doesn't have a very good warning for the fact that it's disconnected me. Like, often the first time it'll really tell me about it is at the point where it resets my live time for 0 and says, welcome back to the chat room. And I'm like, why am I being welcomed back to this chat room? I thought I was in it. But yes, apparently not. That's not always the way it works. Leave that a minute. There's actually not loads of water in here. So don't do that right now. Dig those out instead. Oh, that might strand Nora. We'll be alright. It is kind of a tradition returning legend, absolutely. Streamlabs has always hated me and will continue to do so. For reasons that are not really clear. I assume there's some sort of problem. Abe, I assume you're actually doing something and not just standing there suffocating. But you did see the bit where I almost suffocated Abe then. So, that's right. But we saved Abe. They're alright. Tiny bit of work, all sorted. Abe is saved. When's this back? 3.3 cycles. Yeah, we're not going to get there in time, I don't think. But we can try. Yeah, you see, we don't actually need to get rid of any of this. We can just leave this salt water in here. Let's build some airflow tiles down there. We'll build this one from underneath. Excellent. You can now... No, 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 no. Not in there, thanks. That's fine. There we go. I do enjoy it when the dupes are being industrious, though. Speaking of which, we could do with some sweeping of all the stuff out of here. Cheers. We don't need any stuff hanging around in this. Printables, let's have a look. Some algae. Or a ranching builder. I mean, that's not worth the effort. There we go. Algae it is. Oh no. It's done that. The airflow tile has liquid in it. I thought it wasn't supposed to be able to do that. I think it does. Can I look at the overlay? Oh no, it doesn't. What happened to the salt water then? Hang on. Liquids? No, it does. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be able to do that, but it's certainly not the first time I've seen it happen. Oh, well, actually, while you've done that, you can probably build that one. What we'll do is we'll build some regular tiles in these two, which should push the salt water up, and then we can replace them with airflow, which I think should stop the water getting trapped in the airflow tiles, because I'm pretty sure that like the whole thing won't work. Did you just delete that? Oh, you did, didn't you? Why do you hate me, game? Why are you not my friend? Oh, we can just bring some more in, I guess. There is, after all, some here. It's not like it would be very far to bring some. I'm just slightly aggravated that the game deleted all of that rather than just allow it to exist. See? There's I guess... No, there aren't so many gases in here that you can't cope. No, because you can compress this hydrogen. There's no real excuse for it. You can just compress the hydrogen. Thank you. Alright, we're going to deconstruct these. And that one, because you don't need it anymore. Sweep all of this jazz out of here. I tell you what we might do. We might do the same thing, where we set up a double thing, just in case we need to put loads in. I mean, considering we're going to have hot and cold storage, we shouldn't really, like... Oh, it's here. Are you making a reference that I don't understand? I mean, as discussed, that's never very complicated. Making a reference I don't understand is not a tricky thing to be doing. I didn't ever watch B-Movie. I do know what B-Movie is, at least. But no, I never watched it. But I suppose, like, by my standards, that's not too bad. Actually knowing what it is. Nah, that's not really fair on me. I mostly know what stuff is. I just haven't necessarily seen them. Like, it looks like this is done. What's the pressures like in here? What pressure do you need, trees? You need 150 grams. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. You're not going to have any troubles there. We'll get these deleted. Oh, look, we can use this power that we've got literally up here to sort this problem out. There we go. I'm sort of enjoying doing ridiculous things like building infinite storage for hot water for no reason. Or largely no reason. And there are some reasons, but they're not very good reasons, to be honest. The reasons in general are because I felt like it. Which, I have to say, don't necessarily count as good reasons. Right. We will need to be building some insulated liquid pipes that come out of here. Apparently we will need a little ladder piece that is going to get us up there. There we go. Okay, I thought the pressure was quite high in here, but actually it's in MCGs, not Gs. So no, should be fine. The film centers on Barry B. Benson, Seinfeld, a honeybee who tries to sue the human race for exploiting bees after learning from his florist friend, Zellweger, that humans sell and consume honey. I think I've heard quite a lot of stuff about the fact that, like, there's a vaguely romantic relationship between the bee and the human, and that, like, it's a bit weird. That, like, if you just accept that anthropomorphic, like, animals are a thing that, like, happens in animated movies all the time, and essentially they exist as people, then it's not so weird. But, like, if you actually stop and think about it, it's a bit weird. I think this is the thing I know about Bee Movie. And that perhaps her boyfriend, who is presented as a terrible person, is in fact justified in, like, being a bit grumpy about his girlfriend going off with a bee. I think this probably says something about, like, the sort of internet content I consume. And I'm not sure it says anything good about that, to be honest. I think in retrospect, maybe that's not super. Now, 11.3 kilos a second, which is more than we can pump out with our pump. For 218... like, it's only half the time, though, isn't it? Even when it is... yeah, no, it's going to be fine. A small box is going to absolutely cover it. We will have to set up some power down here. I mean, a 1-inch tall human making moves on a regular human is also kind of weird. Yes. Hello, Kasukin. Welcome in. I hope you are having a good day. Oh, no. Chat. This whole plan has a problem. Which is that, I can't make a pump that will withstand the temperature in here. Well, I mean, I can, but it's going to be a pain. Right then. Someone needs to go over the other side and send back a bunch of iron that we can make into iron ore, that we can make into steel. Hello, Jess Jack. Welcome in. Hope you are also having a lovely day. I am being scuppered at every turn by the game. That's what's happening to me today. Right. We need to go and get this iron. We need to put it in this. And we need to make some steel. So we can do a thing. Which also means we need a kiln. Right. I'm pretty sure we can't do this in time. Hang on. Let me have a look at our duplicates. We've got Neo here, who we probably will give suit wearing. We've got Abe, who will leave as they are. We've got Nora, who is going to be a builder. So we're actually going to put you in the building hat. So I remember that building is the thing we've got you for. Who are we sending over there? Is the question. Rec, do you like this so you can have it? Ren, Critter Ranching 2 is going to be fine. You are going to be doing something. You can have a ranching hat. So, this is turned on. Let's check we don't need any... This is turned on as well. We have... What's it? So we don't need any science. This one, like... We don't need to turn on right now. We will want to turn it on, but it's not immediately required. What is immediately required is to continue digging this out, put it in the manual generator, and... not the manual generator, the manual loader, and send it back here. So I think Neo is going to be the appropriate person to stuff in the teleporter. Neo, get in. I see what you're trying to do there, duplicants. Amelia, out of there. Come on, pair of you, get out. It's fine, we'll worry about the rest of it later. Currently I can't make the thing to go in it anyway. So, let's just seal it up. Well done. Off you go, Neo. Let us fire you to another planet. What are we trying to do, Max? Hang on, I'll come to that in a second. So, we are trying to make an infinite storage for hot water that comes out of this geyser here. It's a, are you stuck up there? No, okay. It's a regular hot water geyser. You know, 95 degrees, full-size geyser, whole thing. So what we want to do is we want to make some infinite storage up here. Because we're going to cool the water. But we're going to use 2 anti-entropy nullifiers that exist on the other planet. So what we plan to do is send the water over to this planet. Use like a shut off with a temperature sensor or something like that to make sure it stays on the anti-entropy nullifiers until it's cool. And then when it's cool, we're going to send it back so that we can use it to like grow crops and, you know, other useful things. But obviously the anti-entropy nullifiers don't create enough cool, they don't delete enough heat to cool it in a timely fashion, which is why we're creating an infinite storage in a vacuum so that we can keep the hot water somewhere forever until such a time as we wish to so that it can build up while we do the thing and we don't waste any water. We're going to build a second infinite storage by the supply in teleporter for cold water coming back from the other planet. It is slightly bonkers, but like it sort of grew organically and entertained me, so now we're doing it. Right. We need to get rid of this, because apparently we've made a vacuum. But, in order to do this, we have a slight problem. Which is, I don't have any gold amalgam. So I can't make, and I don't have really any iron ore. Like, we have a tiny bit. But that was on the other planet. So we couldn't make a gold amalgam pump. And we couldn't make steel, which is why we've had to chuck someone in a teleporter, run them over to the other planet, and get them to send us some iron, which we are now going to make into steel. We probably don't have any lime, because I don't think I've ever bothered to smash up stuff for lime. So you best get on that as well. Unfortunately, this puts us in general a little bit behind where we might perhaps like to be. In terms of like having this up and running in the next 0.9 cycles when this will be going, but you know, we'll be alright. Ish. Right. You should be making 10 refined carbon. We do have some coal somewhere. We don't have very much. We can also send some over from the other planet if we don't have sufficient coal. That is a thing we can do. I did receive some through the pod though, so I reckon there should be some to make at least some refined carbon. Yeah, there you go. It's going. But yes, we've never bothered to actually smash anything up into lime, on the grounds that we could not, in fact, make steel. But now that we're actually trying to, let's make a rock crusher. What's going on with your pay, Jack? For the temp job, you were paid X, but for the next 3 days, they want me to work at night at X plus $1. But after that, I'll work temp to hire at X plus $2. And then when hired, I'll work at X plus $3. Where do you want sinking temperature? In gases or liquids? I don't think I understand, Kasuken. Can you rephrase? Alright, let's have a quick check on how this is going. We've still got some iron ore over here. We don't actually have very much iron ore, at least that I can see, even on this planet. Like, there's a tiny bit in here that we could also get. So we are very limited in the amount of stuff we can do with potentially steel or anything like that. I'm probably going to take some hexalum fruit. Alright, Jack, I see you. I'm sorry that your pay seems to be completely nonsense. Yeah, people should just pay you what you're worth. Yeah, we can take some excellent fruit. Ren. Okay, you are actually idle. You're not idle for some terrible reason. Can we sweep this up, please? Have you managed to maintain a vacuum in here? You have. Lovely. It occurs to me that this is going to be very hot as well, so we're going to have a steel pump for here too. Right, so we got this built. We have eggshell to lime. Do it forever. What do you mean we don't have enough eggshell? Well, I suppose we haven't been breeding critters. It is worth noting that we have not, in fact, been breeding any critters. So we may have significantly less eggshell than I would imagine. It's such a remarkable idea that I'm just like, sorry, I don't have eggshells. Have I not been playing the game? But of course we're not actually taming any critters as of yet, because we're not going to eat them. In a certain point, the starting point is drop the temperature of the water using cold materials. Yes, we're going to use the anti-entropy thermonullifiers, which I believe delete heat without actually producing any extra. I might be... No, I'm pretty certain. Obviously, I would never swear to anything, because there's always the possibility that I'm wrong. But that was certainly my understanding. So rather than... Because that's what I was saying when we were talking about whether I could use the hot water, is we don't have any oil, and we don't have any Drecos before we go to space. There's no oil and no Drecos of any sort here, so we have no plastics. So we don't have any other way to delete the heat. We can move the heat round, but, I mean, that's a bit meh. So that's why we want to use the anti-entropy nullifiers, because they're about the only way we've got to actually delete heat. Even though they're not necessarily a terribly effective one. And that was how we got to the point where, well, we're not going to be able to cool it quickly enough, so we need it to sit there on the anti-entropy nullifier, and then it'll back up, and then what do we do with the water when it backs up? Hence, vacuum infinite storage. I hope that makes sense. That is the fairly roundabout way we got to what it is we are in fact doing. Yes, this will help until we get some heat-resistant materials. Like, once we can go to space and get plastics and stuff, we can do things in a more sensible way. I could run it through an aqua tuner that I could put in a steam room to make it cool down. We could do loads of things to cool it down. But this was sort of so that we could use it a bit sooner. I mean, I don't really know if we need it, but I'm also like... I've sort of been trying to do different things. So we've built infinite storage, which is not something that I normally do. I'm trying not to eat the critters, which again, not something I normally do. Normally I eat all of the critters. So yeah, we're just trying to sort of play a little bit differently. For a bit of variation. I'm going to get rid of this infrastructure. I've decided I don't need it. So doing a silly thing with infinite liquid storage seems fine. It seems like we can just be sure. Sure, why not? Why can't we make this steel? We don't actually have enough lime. Is nobody using this machine? It has eggshells. I mean, we have poke shell molds. So there's certainly no excuse for you not smashing stuff up into lime. Also, we need 5 kilos. Fair enough. And we also have fossil. So, you know. There is definitely stuff you could be smashing up into lime. They're duplicants. Don't actually want those. Those are fine. They can stay where they are. You have access to pepper plants? I mean, we do. It's... Yeah, we do have some. What, they're not actually terribly grumpy about what atmosphere they're in, are they? No, they just need air pressure. But we haven't really got any way to control heat. That's one of the problems we have. So it's also difficult to make a thing that's warm enough for them. We're starting with trees. Trees are going to give us power, which is going to let us do a whole bunch of other stuff. We've also started doing the science research so that we can actually build rockets and go and find out where the Drecos or the oil is. So we can have suits and all that sort of jazz. Oh, look. We're smashing the machine. We will have lime. See? Look, the water sieve actually has no polluted dirt under it. And that's because this pug shell eats it all for you and turns it into sand. I mean, you do have to worry about whether it lays an egg and then it, like, bites your duplicants, so... They're not the perfect solution, but I do quite like them from time to time. To just deal with some of your polluted dirt troubles. What are you doing there, Wrecked? Are you making me some steel? I think so. Look, we have some steel. Exciting. Right, we're gonna need to build 2 steel liquid pumps. One of which needs to go in here, and then one of which will go in here. But apparently we don't have enough steel yet. Hopefully we can make enough. Let's have a quick look at the other side. How you getting on there, Neo? Is it bedtime? Dinner time. We don't have loads of food here anymore. So, we may have to be cautious with sending people back here all the time. There is a bunch of muckroot, so they should be okay. Oh, don't do that. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Don't disinfect the toilet. It's a complete waste of everyone's life. Right, I think we'll get Neo back when they finish sleeping. Well, they are a digger. Actually, no. What we're going to do when they... is we're going to build in here. We're going to get them to cut in here so that we can get to this other supply teleporter. Like the one that brings stuff over here. And then we can send a scientist over at some point to sort that out. Why has the steel gone away? I probably clicked on it, didn't I? So I have 0 kilos of steel, lovely. How much is in that? 100 kilos. I mean... Oh no, you're 100 short. I see. I was thinking, how can we only have 100 kilos in it? Because you definitely told me you had 100 kilos beforehand. This mad rush to make some stuff is making our cool water not as cool as it might be. I mean, this is still fine. Sending out your oxygen at like 20 degrees is actually not a problem at all. But it is noticeably, you know, not quite what we had in mind there. Lovely. Right, so we have a pump. I mean, you do actually have some power. I think it's fine. If we do a bigger power grid later... Solar. Why aren't I doing solar? I can't make glass yet. Is there any reason that I couldn't make glass if I learnt how to do it? I'm not sure there is. We might try and make some solar. We'll just use a transformer so that this wire is fine. I think that's probably the easiest solution. Right then, we're going to use our hauling mod to create a point there. Enable auto spill, enable auto drop, and do we have any stuff still around? I think we have some brine, don't we? Yeah, we do. What's that? 400 kilos of brine. We should be fine, I would say. Like, we only need a layer of it. 400 kilos should be enough that it won't get deleted by water on top of it. I hope. What haven't we got enough for? We're short of lime again. Can we actually get any more lime? Do we have any more fossil? Oh, well, it helps if I could spell. Actually, that's type. Yes, we do have more fossil. So maybe someone could pick it up and put it in the machine. and smush it into lime. How is this for an idea? Just maybe. They all seem to be quite busy. Oh, it's because they have to run on the wheel. That always keeps them busy. Let's turn this one off for a minute. Because I suspect we've got some iron. Yeah, we've got plenty of iron to make the steel we need. So we don't need to be making any more of that right now. And that will mean that people don't have to run on these so much. They'll be free to run on other wheels. All that sort of jazz. Oh, I know what I want to do. This will need some automation. What do you melt at? Aluminum? I mean, you can't melt at that little, so you've got to be fine. You can definitely just use aluminum for this. No, I don't want that signal switch to be steel. I want it to be aluminum. Thanks. Lots of jazz today. Have I been saying all that jazz a lot, Nora? Is that what's going on? Because I don't always notice when I do that. That is sort of one of those things that is such an ingrained habit that I don't even notice I'm doing it. Are we going to bring this at any point? Does it generate a proper errands list? It does. It's just that people don't want to do it yet. Pretty much, yeah. Ah, I see. Oh, that's not a problem. It is certainly something I say on the regular. Oh my lord. I think some of our pips have hatched. How many have we got in here now? 6, and there's only one more egg, so that's alright. We should be fine. And they're all wild, so we don't need to worry that they can't be fed yet. Obviously that'll change when we get enough trees to support them. Look, we're making some steel. Let's have a look at this pipe. Does it do exactly what we need? Yes. Yes, right. Speaking of pipes that do exactly what we need, we are going to need this pipe to be able to get out of here. We're probably also going to want to use an insulated pipe for that. So we'll get them to build that. Look at you, Dupes. Look at you being all industrious. I enjoy an industrious dupe. They definitely feel a little bit like they've got slightly too much to do at the minute. Doctoring, digging, tidy. Ooh, no, definitely not. We don't want either of these. I mean, yeah, or whatever. We'll take some oxalite and it'll probably explode in the middle of the thing. But never mind. If I set it to sweep, someone might put it in the water for us. It's a bit boily in here. We are going to have a moderate problem when we open it. Because the dupes don't have suits. They're going to struggle with the temperatures. I think we need to very cautiously build this. And then we'll just have to try and get them to build this nice and quickly. And then we can seal it up. Let's have a look at the pump. I don't think I'd be able to put it there. I think I need to put it there, which means that these could both do with being extended out one. So then we're just deleting that, putting in the pump, putting in some power lines. We might try and do that in advance as well. I think essentially we're going to want to try and put as much stuff in advance as we can. And then we can go back in for the stuff that's going to be left in there when we actually have suits. And we can do it without being murdered by the heat. I don't want to scold all my dupes for no reason. There we go. That's going to be the power. And we will, you know, worry about connecting it to something at a slightly later date. The top geyser is cold polluted water. Yeah, it is. This is cold salt slush. Cold slush. All of our other water is hot, though. This is our only cold one. So we're using it to cool our oxygen. So you can see that we're running it in here and running it round our electrolyzer to prevent the oxygen and the hydrogen, but particularly the oxygen coming out too hot. We have slightly compromised that by using it for refinement. But shortly we won't be able to make any more steel and this will stop going off again. And this will go cold again. So, yeah. We are pushing the heat a little bit just at the minute. But yeah, we've got a lot of water on this planet, but all the rest of it is hot. So we have hot salt, we have hot water, and we have cool steam, which obviously also translates to hot water. We also have some carbon dioxide, which to be fair comes out pretty chilly, I think. Yes, minus 55, but like that's not super helpful to anyone. It's a true thing, but not necessarily a useful thing. Come on, you lot. When are you going to do this errand? Let's get on with it. That's it. I see you, Amelia. Well done. No breathing out in here, by the way. I was assured you would not breathe out, so you better not. Excellent. Right then, should be able to seal this up. Oh, there we go. Let's check. Power. Excuse me. Plumbing. Automation. Yeah, we shouldn't need anything else in there. Did you breathe in there? No, we're alright. You did not breathe in there. Sometimes the animation looks like they're breathing, but fortunately not. I also really like how, like, the tiles sort of steam as they're making them. That's kind of cool. Right then. We need to get around the back of this so that we can build these. Again, without scalding our dupes. I mean, a thing we could do is we could build the pump in here and then demolish this afterwards. So we could build the pump and seal it in. And demolish it afterwards? I don't think that's a great idea. Which also means that this doesn't go far enough in. I think it'll be fine. We will. I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to get some preparatory triage cots. Just in case anything bad happens. I believe it should be fine. But just in case, we'd need some that are actually under oxygen. Here we go. They can go here. Just in case anything bad happens. Let's make sure we are prepared. Good. Is this a proper vacuum? It is. This is covered with brine, which should make it an infinite liquid storage for water without too much trouble. We can now be rid of this if we want, but I mean, it's not doing any harm. It can stay there for now. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for them to finish this. I was sort of looking at this thinking, there's something I want them to be doing. What is that thing? I want them to finish these 2 tiles. Now, they won't be able to jump down to do the last one, so we're going to have to give them a ladder there as well. Just to make sure that when we want to build the last one, they can get down the back. How is this going? I think we will possibly stop making any steel for now. Cheers. We're gonna have like about 600 kilos when we've finished. We'll give this a chance to go colder, because if we have this go too hot, it's just gonna wind up heating everything. So I think we need to wait a little bit before we do that. Oh, it looks like all our pips have now hatched. Yes, so we have 7 pips in there. Maybe one day these trees will grow branches. They are beginning to grow branches. We will have to wait for the pips to rummage in them. It could be a long time before we get any more arbor trees, unfortunately. Unless we can get any out the pod. But we'll have to see about that. I just want to put a tile here because we're going to be letting this water like down. So it's going to make more sense for us to have a tile in here to like contain that a bit better. Now we could build 2 actually. We can build the thing from on top. Ah, Nora! Oh, there you go. It's alright. Abe finished your job for you. We could build the things from on top. Maybe we could convince the duplicants to actually stay on top of the structure rather than dip themselves in the liquid. I feel that would be largely unlikely. I have met the duplicants after all. Yeah, I'd like to sweep all of that up, thanks. Actually, if I put another one up here, I'll be able to reach down in it to build it, but they won't actually be able to jump in it themselves, which should help us with the problem of dupes attempting to scald themselves. Neo, what are you doing? You're picking up some igneous rock. There you go. And that should mean we should be able to get the pump in here. I'm not going to bother with sweeping any of this out. This can wait until such time as we're not in any danger of being scalded. But, that we could sweep out without danger, so let's do so. Alright. Steel liquid pump. Now we have that little rush for steel. Lovely. There we go. I suppose we can set this to sweep. You can sweep out anything you can reach. Not that. Nobody cares about that. Hopefully someone will actually build the thing at some point. Let's see. Errands. Let's turn that up a bit. Somebody come and build the thing. We don't want this open too long, because it might start overflowing. There isn't too much water in the top layer actually, but as you can see, there is plenty of heat. Excellent. Very well done, Abe. You're just going to stand around there. Does that mean that nobody can reach these? It does. That's fine. We'll cancel all of that. Abe, would you like to build that in? Let's check on... Yep, the power is connected to the correct place. The pipeline is connected to the correct place. How much is on this line? Potential 660. You should be able to run another pump, shouldn't you? Yes. Should be able to run another pump. Oops. Let's just connect it up to this. We can... Once we dig through the fossil, this won't happen very much, so... I mean, not dig, crush through the fossil, I guess. And then we can see whether our lovely liquid storage works. I mean, it should work. There's no particularly good reason why it wouldn't. The only reason I can think of that it wouldn't work is that this brine is small enough that it can be deleted, but it's 200 kilos per tile. That doesn't feel like it's small enough that you could delete it. No, not that. Brine. You do not have any properties today, brine. Weird. It also has an even, it also has a higher evaporation point than water, so... like, it should be entirely unbothered by the temperature of the water coming in. This is exciting. We've done loads of weird things today. I don't know how productive we have in fact been, but, like, you know... We've got 3 tons of oxygen in that tile. Don't actually have very much hydrogen in there, but that's not really a surprise. Duh. That's a problem. Might need to get in there. Because it's pushed the water to the side. You can see how it's pushed the brine to the side? Because we do not have... Thank you for the stretch, Java. We do not have enough mass for it to not do that. So I think we want to put in... How much do we want to put in? What do you form a tile at, brine? No, not the liquid vent. Brine. I think we need to put about 800 kilos in. Is the answer. So, I don't know if we've got 800 kilos more brine. Could be awkward. Choose a blueprint. Definitely like a snazzy suit. Yes, snazzy suits it is. We'll get somebody to wear one. Amelia, get yourselves in a snazzy suit. Lovely. Right, brine. Do I have any more? No. Well, that's kind of aggravating. We could use salt water as well. If I use 400 kilos of salt water, they should sit next to each other and the water should sit on top and we won't have this problem. Hang on. Auto spill. Enable auto drop. This is gonna make some spilling. Let's go in up here. Because this tile has water in it. Let's see if we can get this to work. Just before I finish up. Thank you for those of you who came back after our internet died. Always a joy. Don't drop the stuff in there. Outrageous. I don't think it's my internet. I think it's my Streamlabs. Yes, so while we wait for this to finish, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the subs and the gift subs and the support. Reminder that the best thing you can ever do to support the channel is to turn up every day and hang out. Literally the most important metric for me right now. But I very much appreciate all the support that I get. It's great. I'm not very good at, you know, enthusiasm. I think I've talked about this before. So I may not always seem the most excited, but that does not mean I don't greatly appreciate, there we go, look, you all being here and helping make the channel a success, which you definitely do. We appear to have success. If we look at the liquid overlay, you can see that this one is covered with brine, this one is covered with salt water, therefore neither can overpressurize. This is rising up fairly quickly. Might have a small flood in a second. But hopefully we can just about get these built. Thank you. In time to seal this up. Come on, you lot. What do you mean it's unreachable? Oh, because you can't stand on there. Oh, look, now it's flooded. Well, since it's flooded, we might as well deconstruct that one. And let them build this, what's it called? Airflow tile. That airflow tile is going to have water in it now. We'll have to see about that. That might be problematic. We can just actually just drain this. If we need to. No, it doesn't have water in it. Excellent. Alright then, chat. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to function. We've got infinite gas storage, infinite liquid storage, which is in a vacuum, so it won't boil our tiny brains. We're using another water geyser, which is excellent. We've made our first steel. Our arbitraries are very slowly starting up. But apart from that, tomorrow's going to be about getting this material studies science done so that we can go to space. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. I will be back 3 p.m. tomorrow. That's Greenwich Mean Time, which is UTC +0. We are the originators of time. Or something. Have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.